Hello, today I'm going to be making this clay hanging wall family art decoration thing. This video really isn't a tutorial because I didn't make this myself, it was a kit that I used, so you can make one yourself if you like, but I didn't make up this idea. As you can see, the first step was just rolling out the clay to make it even and thin. And then I used these like almost cookie cutters to cut out the shapes for the names. So you have the house at the top and then you have a heart for each of the names. I wanted to make sure it was all the same thickness, so I rolled it out big enough so I could do it all in one go. And then just pressed in the cookie cutters to make the clay shapes. And peeled away the excess clay. I'm going to use that for something else so it's worth keeping for the future. And then it came with these letter stamp things, which was super satisfying to get out of the box because they were kind of all connected because it was new, so I needed to separate them all individually first before I started using them. This was a little time consuming because I wanted to put them back all alphabetically in the box because I'm like that, so yeah. And then you basically use the stamps to emboss the names and also whatever you want to put on the house, which on the box it suggested to do our family, but I wanted to do dollhouse since this was going to be going in my dollhouse. And then I tried to reshape the house by putting the cookie cutter back over it, which was a big mistake because it ended up just making these double lines, which just really didn't work. Do not recommend. And then all I needed to do was spell out each of my dolls' names. So I started with Ella, then went on to Sophie, and then went on to Charley. And Charley's name took forever because it's a bit longer than the rest. It's not particularly long, but it's a bit longer than the other names. So I ended up having to do that one 3 times because I couldn't fit the letters on the little heart. But, you know. Then I went on to April's, which was simple enough, and Isa, which I started out doing Isa's name really spread out because it's only 3 letters, but then I decided to put them closer together because I thought it looked better. So here's me redoing Charley's one because it didn't work the first time. I'll speed through it super fast. And then I added holes to the top and bottom of each of the shapes to thread the string through once the clay had baked. And then I put all of the shapes on the baking sheet so I could put it in the oven. And I was making sure to put them all in order because why not? And then into the oven they go. Once it was baked in the oven for half an hour at 135 degrees, I took them out. And the kit gave me this sandpaper to smooth it out, but I ended up just using scissors to sort out the double edge I made on the house, but I ended up just using scissors because it was easier. I used the sandpaper on the rest of the hearts, but I kind of gave up because it didn't really work. Then it was time to colour in the letters with the black gel pen the kit gave you. I realised that I did most of this out of frame, which is really annoying, but I realised halfway through, so moved it into shot. It was quite hard to use the gel pen because it didn't always colour in all of the line that you wanted it to, so you had to go over it multiple times and press quite hard. And I tried to use the string that the kit gave me, and I cut it into 6 equal parts, but then it turns out that each of the parts were way too small, but luckily we had some of the very similar thread at home, and we just used that instead because it was pretty much identical. So I just threaded it through the holes that I made earlier and tied a knot at the back. And I did this for each heart and the house as well. And that is how I made this family wall art decoration for my dolls. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!